He then, after being drafted, was rough in the Summer League and rough at the very beginning of the G League. But now that he's 18 months removed from the cardiac arrest, what we have is a player who is one of the younger players in the whole G League, one of only 5 guys 20 or younger, averaging 20-plus points per game in the G League, averaging 22, 5, and 5 on 46, 38, 80 splits, and a couple weeks ago got, because of the situation the Lakers were in injury-wise, real NBA burn and looked totally fine. And so my issue was twofold with the Bronny discourse. The first part of it was I thought everyone had totally just memory hold that he suffered a major medical event, and that I think he would have been better off in the public's eye if he simply sat out his freshman year rather than rushing back and averaging 4 points per game. That was the first issue I had. The second issue I had was this idea that it was a reckless use of the third to last pick of the draft when, if I were running an NBA team and LeBron was retired for a decade, and it's like, hey, who's on our board? And they're like, oh, tell me about this kid from USC. And they're like, oh, as it happens, you know, his father's literally the greatest raw athlete in the history of the country. He has no character concerns whatsoever. He's a little undersized. We have questions about his shooting, but his character, IQ, and genes are 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'd take a flyer on him. It was a totally reasonable pick, and he is now exceeding any reasonable expectations.